Okay, so it's time to get down and dirty with some more Dirty Down products. We're going to be using rust, verdigris, and moss, which Goblin Hut, the North American and Canadian distributor of Dirty Down products, they liked the verdigris review that I did so much, they asked me if I'd accept a free bottle of the Moss Effects paint since I said I didn't have that one. Free of charge, no strings attached. How could I say no? I loved the verdigris paint, and at the time of recording this, the verdigris review video is my most viewed video on the channel. It's I think at this point in time it's up to possibly close to 7,000 views, which for a channel as small as mine right now, we just hit over 300 subscriptions, so that's incredible for me. But for a small channel, 6,000, 7,000 views on one video, that's intense. So I knew at some point in time I would have to go back and do some sort of a video with either reviewing the other two paints or find a model that I could use all three paints in one. And I think I did it with this Feculant Gnarlmaw from Games Workshop. This thing is awesome. And it's not the it's tabletop standard. I'm not making this up for display purposes or anything. I'm mainly putting it together just so I can throw it on the table and I can use all three Dirty Down special effects paints on one model. Now, a lot of the footage of assembly and initial painting here is going to be sped up just because I just want to get through this and spend a little bit more time on the actual special effects paints from Dirty Down. This is the model that, like I said, it's got enough areas where you can use each individual paint and let it stand out. There's the copper bells that I'm going to put the verdigris on. There's the chains that are holding the bells that, guess what, rust is going on those. And then the tree itself, I'll put some moss on the tree and then also on the ground cover as well. So it's got enough areas where I can highlight each paint on its own and just kind of showcase each one for what they really are. Now, if you're not familiar with Age of Sigmar or Warhammer 40,000, Age of Sigmar is basically Games Workshop's fantasy game. Used to be Warhammer Fantasy back in the day. So yeah, you can actually use this tree as a part of your army. I mean, obviously it's a tree, it's not going to go anywhere, but it's got powers that can help your army. And hey, worst case scenario, it looks really cool on the table. Now, like I said before, this is just a quick and dirty build and paint up. I mean, you're not going to see seams filled in on this one. It's just, I just built it real quick, painted it up just for tabletop standard, mainly just so I could use this to spotlight the Dirty Down verdigris, rust, and moss. Like I said, this is like the perfect model if you want to showcase all three paints, because there's so many different areas that you could use each individual special effect paint there. But yeah, this is gonna be just a real quick one here. Just get this paint on here, just having some fun with this. I do show a couple paints here and there, mainly Citadel color, some Vallejo, and then obviously the stars of the show, the trifecta, the Dirty Down rust, verdigris, and moss. So this one right here, just trying to separate these maggots a little bit, having some fun with those. As soon as I saw this model, I was like, I have to have some fun with those maggots, and you could just barely see them through that gaping maw of the tree with those teeth on there. But yeah, we have some fun with that here in a little bit. Okay, quick and dirty build is done here. Time for the special effects paints. Now, what you don't see is just off camera, I've got a little warming plate with some hot water. I had the special effects paints from Dirty Down sitting in that because after the verdigris review that I did, I had seen other videos stating that you should either warm up the surface that you're going to paint or warm up the paint itself. So I just had some hot water right next to me and I just went to town on it. And I can't reiterate enough that these paints, they are your one-stop shop. And it's nice that you can manipulate them a little bit with some water, but you don't have to use 3 to 4 different paints to get a really cool effect. So yeah, by all means, if they're not in your arsenal, start saving up now so you can use them at some point in time. So as I mentioned earlier, we just recently hit 300 subscribers, which is amazing. I still am in awe of this. And yeah, a good friend of the channel, Anthony, over at the Crafty DM, his channel just hit 500 subscribers not too long ago. So good on you, mate. Pretty soon you'll be able to open up that community tab and start doing polls and all that fun stuff. But yeah, if you can, if you're not subscribed already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It's not gonna, it won't bite. All it's gonna do is help the channel out, get these videos out to more people, and help out the algorithm. It's just so fun to see these videos going out to so many people, and I don't get 300 thumbs up on each video, but yeah, 300 subscribers, that's pretty darn cool, especially for a smaller channel like mine. But back to the video here. What I'm doing here is I'm spritzing each of these little bells with some isopropyl alcohol, and it's just it's going to reactivate that paint just a little bit, and it's going to start giving you that lighter green patina that you see associated with the verdigris effect. So yeah, just having a little bit of fun spraying those down with some alcohol. And in a minute here, you're going to get a chance to see what it looks like when it starts drying up on you. And of course, I can't let the bells have all the fun, so I'm going to kind of angle the rest of the tree so I can spritz some alcohol on the copper parts on there as well. There we go. Okay, so now it's time for the next effects paint, which is moss. Now this is the first time I got a chance to use it, so this was all new to me when I started putting it on the model here. Shook it like crazy. There is a ball bearing in there, so you just shake it as much as you can. And I had it just like the other paints in some warm water there. And I just started putting a little bit on the base where the roots meet the ground. Put some on the ground cover, and then eventually I add some to the branches, like in between where the twine is and the links are for the chains. So yeah, it's had a really good time with this one. In fact, I was kind of worried I was going to put too much on there, but once it starts drying, it just looks so cool. You would just want to add some more to it. Now, just like the rust and the verdigris, once it's dry, you can actually build it up by just adding some more paint to it. And there are a couple spots on here that I did that, and I didn't varnish this after I got done with it, because I figured, you know what, I might not like a certain area, or I might want to put some more on there. So at least this way I can knock it back if I want to, or I could just keep on adding. At this point in time, I had glued down the tree to the base, so that's why that big clamp is there. But yeah, there's a lot of detail on this tree. There's even a little nurgling that's trying to like break through the back end of it. It's pretty cool. But yeah, there's some seams on there, but like I said, this is tabletop standard. I'm not putting this into a contest. I'm not worried about seeing seams on it. But yeah, just adding some more to the dried paint. I'm just gonna bring that up some more. All right, so looking over this, I think that looks pretty good for now. If I want to add more later, I can always do so. But next up is rust. Just gonna slather that all over those chains. You can see some spots is already starting to dry. Some spots I'm being a little bit more liberal with it, because if it does dry like that, it's going to give you an even cooler effect. That's where you start getting that buildup. But if it gets on a little bit on the branches, I'm not too worried about it. You've seen rust stains before, so it'll just add to the effect. Hey, there's that little nurgling. Hey, buddy. Yep, just get that all over those chains. And you don't want to use a great brush for this stuff because it will ruin your brushes. Yep, a few spots there. Just got to angle these a little bit. I only had one bell snap off when I was painting it. For the most part, I just used regular hobby cement. Just scratched off the paint on both spots, and it did bond to it. So there's a little bit of that patina coming through. Yep, just having a lot of fun with this stuff. And it was really cool for Goblin Hut to send me that bottle of moss. You guys didn't have to do that, but I do appreciate it. And anytime I use these paints in a build, I'm going to go ahead and tag you guys. Okay, just adding to the effect there by putting some more paint on. This stuff dries so fast, and this is why you got to work out of the bottle. Nope, that's where he fell off. He gets put back on, no worries. You can see where that moss is starting to lighten up. That's looking really good. Like I said, this is the perfect model if you want to use all three paints on it. There's only a couple other models I've seen that I really could see doing the same thing with. And one of them, somebody else did a video with it. There we go, looking good. So yeah, we're almost done with this one, and if you've made it this far, thank you so much. I know it wasn't a long video, but I really just wanted to showcase all three paints. Thanks again to Goblin Hut for sending us that bottle of moss. You guys are fantastic. I really appreciate it. You didn't have to do that. But for everybody else, hey, if you're not subscribed, please consider it. We're having so much fun with this channel. I'm having a blast. Can't believe I'm actually past 300 subscribers. Let's keep it going. So I'm going to let you see the final reveal here, and I'll leave links in the description where you can get your own Dirty Down products.